Oh yeah. Yes.
Hey, why they call them anteaters?
Hmm?
Why they call them anteaters?
They don't eat ants.
They don't eat ants?
Do they eat ants?
Oh, that's probably why.
Are you joking?
Welcome back to an episode of Checking In. We can now say that because we actually are on the second one now.
Yes.
If you're confused, if you're seeing this for the first time and it's the second episode because it's on my channel, it's because the first one went on this nigga's channel. We're doing a kind of alternating thing, seeing how that works out. You feel me? This time we're joined by Malachi.
Hello.
How you feeling today?
I'm good. I feel ready for a conversation.
Excellent. How was your day?
It was good. I posted about like doing features. Nobody really like reached out for the features, so I was like, oh well, I'll just write, and I wrote, and then I watched the debate. That was pretty cool.
A debate about what?
It was about like, it felt like it was just about like a whole bunch of things that are wrong with the U.S. and whatnot. And that nigga Charlie Kirk was just defending this shit, you know, because he liked Trump, and you know them niggas. But
Yep.
I actually found myself like agreeing with one of his points, and I was like, damn. And I felt kind of bad, but then I was like, nah, like we're human, we're all gonna have like something that we agree on.
Yeah.
But like,
That's really good too, though. Like, I feel like people who get so blinded by like, oh, he believes in this thing that I don't believe in, so I can't believe anything he says, are dangerous.
Right.
So for you to be like, I don't agree with everything, but he did make a valid point, it speaks to you being open-minded.
hurt.
Is good.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to find your own standing in there rather than just be like a side versus side. That's how you become like a sheep.
It's black, white.
And then you let other people think for you because you're like, oh, well, we're all in this group, and so we all agree on everything. And it's
Yeah.
like, no.
Like, yeah, I don't know if I'm around with y'all.
I don't know about
Agree
that
with
one. It's being weird.
Right.
How was your day?
It was really good. I had a very productive day, and I got back into something at work that like I haven't done in a while, which is like organizing and scheduling.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why I stopped because that's the most fulfilling part
I see
of
it
like
now.
the
There's
task.
like glee on your face as you're talking about it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm helping Splash organize all of the tasks that he has to do, and then I created like a work formula for all of my stuff so I don't miss stuff, and it's a good day.
Shout out to Splash. That nigga has the cutest baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For real.
Little cute nigga, bro.
How was your day?
It was good. I don't know if I talked. Oh, remember on the last one I was talking about like sometimes it's about like listening to your body. Like sometimes I want to be up at those late nights. Like that's when I'm most productive. I stayed up like all last night just like knocking out a bunch of like the GC shit that I've like kind of like been backlogged, and so that felt good. And then like even like just doing that like made me like want to do more of the stuff that I usually like to do, like going for a run and stuff like that, and like getting outside and stuff like that. And so that was cool. And I took like a little 2-hour nap. I don't know how I'm like functioning for real, but I enjoy whatever rate I'm going at right now. And then I went and uploaded some of that stuff at Mama Toda's, and Yaya was there with Legacy. That nigga adorable. I'm not gonna lie. Splash, I know I just gave it to your kid, but it's close, bro. That nigga, you seen that little nigga fro, bro?
I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her in a while.
That nigga's
but yeah.
9 months. I've seen her like 3 times in existence. Like,
I feel it.
But yeah.
How were you able to get back into like editing all of the vlogs and like knocking them out after, because you were like that I've been, like backlogged on? Okay, first speak to like why you were backlogged, and then how did you work through like having so much to do and just being able to like lock in and knock it out?
Okay, so I went to Asia for like 2 weeks with Pink Sweats, as we
Life flex.
Y'all niggas don't know. And when I came back, I just wanted to get them back their stuff. There's still a little bit more I have to send them, but their stuff as that guy's priority. But then Splash dropped me a bunch of files and shit like that, and I didn't notice it the first few days I was back, but afterwards I really started to feel like the jet lag. When I was just like nigga, I was like 12 or 16 hours ahead, so I was just like for like a few days, I was like, I don't know what fucking day it is or what time. Like time was so weird for me. I was in like a loop. But even that, I guess I just kind of used it to my advantage because I was just trying to catch up. But I was just like, nigga, I work at that time anyways. Like that's when I do my best work. So I just kind of like pushed myself into it, and also just like I always I have a very short attention span, so I like to just like it's hard for me to do one thing. Like I typically like to do a little bit of something and then go off and do something else. So I just like set it up. Like I set up my laptop for my editing and my computer for just like other creative shit right here. So I could just turn in between two. Because a lot of the shit is just like me sitting and listening for whatever to cut out or whatever. So yeah.
Wow, multitasker.
Just found my flow, yeah.
Mally, how have you been in terms of like getting things done and whatnot? Have you been feeling like, oh yeah, I'm in a really great flow, I'm getting everything knocked out, or?
I have I have not been in the great flow, I don't think. But like I feel like I'm getting back into it though.
You want to talk about it?
Sir.
He's like, nah, end the shit.
Right. I'm good.
All right, that was a great episode, huh?
Right.
Checking out.
What do you define as like not in a good flow?
Like doing less than I usually do. And like it's almost like I be wanting to talk about it, but also it's just like, I don't know, it's scary to talk about not wanting to do shit in a house full of niggas that do more than you. You know?
Oof.
It's like I can't even go to complain to you guys. It's like I don't want to do that. I'd rather just figure it out, you know?
Sometimes niggas need help though.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that too.
I was just gonna say, like, do you feel like that's benefiting you? Like just being like, oh, I'm not gonna take it to nobody and figure it out myself? Or do you find relief when you finally do like open up and express how you've been feeling and then, you know, like talk about it with somebody?
I find kind of like relief in the agreeance of like, man, I've been feeling this way a little bit too. That feel, you know, it doesn't make me feel like an alien, but it's also like, I don't know. I guess I should talk to somebody because I have yet to find a solution. The way I feel, it feels like kind of like a burnout right now.
Does it feel like how you're like, man, I just figured out myself because you're like, there's these people who do more than me or whatever. Does it feel like you have something to prove?
It feels. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And if so, is it to yourself or is it to others?
It more feels like I have like. Yeah, feels like I feel like I should be able to like create the energy myself to do it. Also feels like I like get nervous sometimes because it's like I feel like I got something to lose as well, you know? Like I feel like I've been brought here to like work my hardest and be my best, and when I'm not my best and I'm not working my hardest, it gets scary because I feel like I always feel like I'm a step away from going back to Merced before I was ready. And T always be telling, like T was telling me at Coke, she was like, bro, you always thinking about it and you holding yourself from being the best, you know? And be like, man, I just be like nervous because I'm very, very scared of letting you guys as a whole down, you know? Like, I feel like if I'm not...
Let down who?
Right.
Let down you.
Right.
It's funny when I hear you say stuff like that. No matter how many times we talk about it, I know that it's like it's just something that exists for you and that you have to work through for yourself. But it's like it just always reminds me of how unreal your fears are. Like they literally only exist in your brain, and then you manifest them into a reality. But even then, they're not really. You're just living it out. But for the rest of us, we're like la ti da ti da, whatever. And in your head, you're like, I'm gonna go home. We're like, how you doing, Molly?
They hate me.
Right.
They all hate me.
And so you live it out, but it's not even real. Like it's actually crazy to be living out a reality that's not real.
And one thing I feel like you missed out of, you're here to work your hardest and be your best and stuff like that, but you're also, and probably predominantly here to learn. Teach too, but you're here to learn. So it's like you have all these people who are doing more than you in your eyes, and it's like they're also on your team. It's like, nigga, you could. They have figured it out, so you know what I mean. You could pull from that, you could learn from that, and you always have people around you who are down to help. But I'm glad you're aware enough to just speak on it when you feel it. Like you clearly put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, think about it a lot.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna go home.
Oh yeah, that's for you guys.
Wow.
What a guy.
You know.
No, but
What the fuck? I was a special one. Cheddar, I'm bringing this question back because you said it depends on the day.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you're searching for more or less stimulation in your state?
I second my initial statement.
Let's go.
I had to think about it deeply because I'm like, do I want more? In the grand scheme of things, yes. But then it's like, in terms of stimulation, no, not in terms of stimulation. Like, the more I think about the kind of life that I'm building and working towards, the more I've been able to like really see how calm and peaceful and lackadaisical it is, and just like living and existing and not like ever feeling overstimulated, you know, unless by choice, because I'm like seeking growth.
Right.
So it's like, okay, I do something that might be kind of scary or
Rough, yeah.
a lot, but it's because like I want to grow, you know? But right now I'm like, yeah, I don't know. This season is very open. Like, I'm just open to whatever life is going to bring me. I'm just yes to life. Whatever opportunities, whatever changes, I'm like, yes. I'm open to it. I'm accepting of it. And I know that nothing happens that isn't for me.
Beautiful. That was good. Malachi, do you feel like you're in search of more or less stimulation?
More.
More?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did you interpret that?
When I hear like stimulation, I don't know. Like, I get stimulated when I do things, right? Like, you know, that I enjoy or that I don't enjoy. And I guess I feel like I'm ready for more.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do more than I have been. Like, I want to experience more than I have been. Like, on all ends of life, I spend a lot of the time in the crib when I'm not with y'all. And I don't know, like, I want to feel more.
Do you feel like outside of like, you know, I mean, all the music stuff, and of course, you know, that's probably the most important thing to you.
Right.
But do you feel like you've been like going and living and experiencing? Yeah, I think.
No, not at all. Bro, I actually had a friend like tell me recently, was like, bro, you gotta go live. Like, you don't get these years back. And I'm not saying don't focus on music, but do things.
Alongside it boosts everything.
Yeah.
It's going to make the art better.
Right.
That's what I was telling you the other day. I was like, go home. Like, not in like you're going to get sent home, but like,
You're
bro,
the reason
go.
this nigga's scared. She wants me to go back to
No, I was telling him like, go home and like live. Like,
Yeah.
go. You like, if your heart is yearning for more experience, or you know, like you're missing your folks, go live. And I was telling him like, take a journal and, you know, still like be open to the lessons that life is going to bring you wherever you are. But maybe you're feeling like you're in a rut right now because you're trying to force something that's like, life's like, nah, now's not the time to like create on what you've learned. Now is the time to go learn more, so that way you have something to reflect on and create about.
Yeah, that's not all gonna come from the same space.
Oh God.
It's like you ate all the apples on this tree and you was like, well, if I hang around here, it's gonna be more apples. And it's like, oh, there's one right there though, bro.
Right. That was
You know what I mean? You feel a little fruitful. Fruitful bars, give me that. Yeah, okay.
That was
weird.
good. Okay, Kujo. Last episode when I was reflecting, I was like, I want you to answer questions too. Are you seeking? It's crazy.
I am steaking. Steaking.
Are you seeking more or less stimulation right now?
I think I am also seeking more stimulation. And in the same ways, like I just like experiences and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's my kind of like season this year. Like I really just want to like live it, not with any like like I don't want to pour everything into like, oh, I have to live as an artist and stuff like that. Like I'm really enjoying just experiencing things this year, especially, but just life shit. But I was also just talking about recently, like I used to think of how I would act as a kid, and I would like act out and in just like the very attention-seeking nature, and it would make me think of how I was always just like I just wanted more, and I was like I just kind of related that back now to like more stimulation and stuff like that. Like,
Do you?
That was a reflective moment for me. That was like yesterday. It was crazy.
Your trip to like, you just got to go to
Korea.
Yeah. I didn't want to say the wrong thing and then sound ignorant. You just got to go to Korea. Do you feel like that was the kind of stimulation that you're like in search of right now? Or did that feel like...
Yes and no.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm not... Like, people have been asking me, they're like, oh, how was it? Oh, my God, tell me everything. I was like, let's go. Because it's like, that's not, like, I've never been a big, like, travel person and stuff like that. It was fire to experience, but... man, like I live in California, so it's kind of hard to
right.
It's kind of hard to beat. But what I did find stimulating and what I was really enjoying is that when I was out there, I just started creating again. And it's just kind of a minute. Like I haven't really been in like the spirit or just like really wanted to as much lately, but it just kind of came a little bit more seamlessly. And I think that was honestly my favorite part of the trip. Like I just felt more in flow.
What do you think about the trip brought that joy of creativity like back?
I think it was being out of like the same space, getting away from that apple tree. You know what I mean? That was empty. And also just having like limited access. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was just talking about this with my roommates. It was like, sometimes old films hit more because they had limited stuff, so they had to find creative ways to showcase stuff. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not having access to all my stuff and whatever had me just like in a different like mode of problem solving.
Yeah. How can I execute this idea? Is there a way that you could access that in your day-to-day life, or access it more in the life that you came home to? Since you felt like you didn't have access to it before you went, and then you went and you're like, yeah, wow, I'm back to this thing that I hadn't been able to get to.
You know, that is a struggle for me. I think I struggle with consistency often. Like a lot of the times I'll get a burst of energy like that, and then I'll ride that wave until that wave dies down, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's really potent, so like kind of like lasts a long time. But I'm not sure. I would assume that like that same thing, like just like living and more experiences, just kind of like branching out, leads to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna throw myself at it. I just haven't really like wanted to as much for a while. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like reignited it in me.
Feel that?
You feel me?
I had a follow-up question.
Tea with the questions.
Ways in the wind. Could you? I just like, I love watching your journey because it's so like unique to you. Like nobody else could end up on tour with pink sweats than you. For something that's like, you don't even do like vlogs and things like that, but like just the quality of person that you are gets you into rooms that like people who work their lives for, and they're like, oh, dang it. Could you, I don't know, like speak to that a little bit, and like if that gives you imposter syndrome or anything, or if you've learned to kind of like walk in it and accept that it's you, and yeah.
I definitely, and that's a struggle too. I definitely struggle with imposter syndrome because of that. Like I'd be like, sometimes it feels like I'm operating out of fear, and I'm like, because also I have to step back and think, I'm like, oh, but I can do the shit that I, you know what I mean, that I'm tasked to do, and I do it. But I don't know. I've definitely stepped more into just being grateful, because it's like Kenny, who does he's Wiz Khalifa's MD, and he's the MD. He plays bass for Pink Sweats and stuff like that. I remember when we were on this tour the last time. There was a time where we went out to dinner, and Pink was like, "Oh, I got it," and I was like, "Oh, can I give you money?" And he just stopped me. He was like, "Hey, bro, you need to learn to accept your blessings." And I was like, "Okay," and I just kind of like accept that because it's always my first nature. I think from like this point of undeservingness or unworthiness in my head to just like fight back against anyone trying to like cater to me or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I really took that to heart, and I've like ever since like I've been just trying to be like, okay, well this is here for me because it's here for me, maybe. And I think that's definitely helped with that. But yeah, no, it's definitely still something I think about. I think that's really all it is. It's like how you think about it. So I've been just trying to remove myself from that standing point. Bro, this nigga Mally got one of the craziest bars ever when I don't remember what song this was.
You talking about Mary Jane?
I believe, yeah, Mary
Perception
Jane.
is everything. My 6 to you can be a 9.
Type shit. Oh, this
Right.
shit,
The
no.
fact he just knew it off rip.
I be thinking about that shit too. It's like it's all about just where you stand from it. It's like I could just be like, oh man, what if they take this away because they find out I'm a fraud? Or I could be like, oh, I got this because I got it, and I'm grateful that I have it, and that's
Right.
fire. Let me continue to deserve this.
Right.
Dang. You feel like it's really, I mean, it's simple in concept, right? But like, you started with saying that you think that it's fear. Is fear for you just perspective?
Is fear for me just perspective? I think so. Because I remember I was like in middle school or something when I learned this, but it was like they said excitement and anxiety are literally the same chemical effect. You know what I mean? It's just
Yep.
what you attribute to it, you know?
Yep.
But it's the same effect happening. It's just however you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it's like one's out of like joy or, you know what I mean? Like hope, and one's out of fear. So
Yeah. One person is like, this is going to go really great. And the other person's like, this is going to go really terrible.
but they're still both
They have the
giddy,
same
you know what I mean?
feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Fire.
Psst, this nigga got the questions this episode.
Yeah, I had the
Yeah.
questions this episode.
Ugh. My handy dandy book. Did you write anything now?
I got a few questions. I'm gonna
let Malachi go.
Okay. Let me look. I want to get a good one.
You're a very insightful thinker, too. I'm excited for what you came up with.
Right. I'm actually. Right.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Where are you gonna be in 5 years?
What was it like growing up in Vallejo?
Oh,
Okay. We had a conversation about change recently, and how my parents taught me like that people are like capable of vast change. What's something that you had to unlearn to be where you are today?
I told you. He's a very insightful thinker. Man, something I had to unlearn. Ooh. I used to walk around with a closed fist. Like everywhere. I was very just on guard, very like aggressive in nature, because I just always felt like somebody was coming for me or coming to take from me, or like was gonna show up and say like, you don't belong here. Like your spot is actually in the back of the bus type shit, you know? Just, you know,
Imposter
growing up.
syndrome.
Yeah. And growing up, like moving homes, and, you know,
Same.
even though I was in a home for a long time, just never really feeling like I belonged there or like I was wanted there. It just, and I journal about this often on like reminding myself that I'm worthy of where I am, because nobody handed this to me. Like this life that I have now was not handed to me. Like even college felt imposterous in a way. Even though I earned it, I just like, I was at this prestigious university that just like, I'm looking around at all my peers and I'm just like, you guys want this so much more than I do, bro. Like I don't want to read, you know, unless it was interesting. I never felt like I belonged in the spaces that I was in until I got here, and I created my space to such a point that like people say I need a Tieta They don't even like. There's no job title
Didn't
for.
even know that name.
I need a TA.
They didn't even know it, and it's like people
Right.
regularly are like, "I need to figure out how to find me a Tieta or whatever,"
I be
and it's
saying
like, bro, they don't even know what they're looking for. They know me,
I just
and they're
need
like,
that
"This
nigga.
thing, this person, how she is, I want that."
Whatever
you know?
that is, I need that.
Yeah.
And that was a complete result of like unlearning that hostility and that fear. It's like it's crazy how much of our lives are rooted in fear of like not belonging. And once I accepted that like wherever I am is where I'm meant to be and that I belong, I've belonged everywhere that I've ever been, good or bad. I just I found such a sense of relief and ability to walk in my light happily.
What allows you to believe, because maybe that would help me, what allows you to believe that you belong in whatever space? Because it's easy, especially in them low moments, to be like, I don't deserve this.
My value does not come from what I do, it comes from who I am. And who you are never changes. Like who you are has been who you've been your whole life.
You've been that soul.
Exactly. Regardless of whatever mask you wore or whatever outfit you tried to put on to be somebody else, the root of who you are has always been the same. And I know that the value that I have, Mally had asked me the other day, like, how do you value yourself or how do you attribute the value that you give yourself? And it was just like, based on how I treat myself and the type of like quality of love and care that I give to myself is the value that like I know I feel for myself, I guess in a sense. And yeah, I just like, I know that I'm a good person. Like I'm a great human. I'm respectful, I'm kind, I'm generous, I'm thoughtful, you know, like I know that I'm all of these great things, and anything that might not be so great isn't who I am. It's qualities that I've picked up that are changeable. But like the spirit of who I am is great. I know that because it's God-given. And it's like, man, it gets deep. You know, it's like, bro, to think that like you are the spirit that you are that inhabits the body that you're in is like the same matter that is everything around you. It makes it hard to like not believe in like the greatness of you. You know,
power.
it's so big, but it's
Right.
like that is the thought that roots me in like,
Nigga, you're stardust. Like,
oh, how could I not think that I'm
Your
like
energy.
amazing, and not in like a in a selfish way of like I'm hot shit, da, da, da. Like not in a way of like I'm better than anybody, but like we're all
right.
really amazing and highly capable of these of things that our minds can't even fathom. So for me to think any less of myself is just like, it's preposterous, honestly.
And I think that's where it comes back to perspective too, because like,
Right.
you're made of the same stuff. Like you're literally the universe experiencing itself. So it's like perspective, you get to choose how you want to experience that. You know, experience yourself, experience the universe around you. It's like you
Yes.
could choose to do it with gratitude and glee and stuff like that, or you could choose to do it with fear and anxiety and yada yada.
The
Right.
mind is just like, it's such a powerful thing. And once you understand that like the reality that you're living is all your choice.
Right.
It's all your choice.
Hell yeah.
All of it.
100% of it.
Like
yeah.
from the moment you even in unconsciousness when you're asleep, it's like those are things that you chose to consume, and now
Yeah.
they live in your subconscious. You know, it's just like
I think of that a lot with conflict, because sometimes sometimes people get really upset because somebody else is doing that, or they're living a certain way, even if it's like totally unrelated to them.
Right.
And I was like, and I always think that it allows me to give grace to people too, because everyone's just choosing the life that they want to live.
let
Yeah, I
them.
mean, always, even if they're suffering or whatever, like they're choosing that life. Like a lot of times it's just comfort. Sometimes I don't know how else to live, whatever. But everyone's always choosing the life that they live.
Man, and sometimes I've had this conversation with my peers, and when I say it, I can feel the like, you asshole. You think I'm choosing to be miserable?
Yes,
For real.
In the most loving way, it's like, bro, you have all of the power. You have all of it. Your whole reality, your day-to-day is all just you making choices.
Yeah.
Choose differently.
right. And that's shame on oneself. Like, I'm not shaming you saying if you're choosing, you're like, because I'd be complaining and talking shit about shit too, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes that's just what I'm choosing in that moment, and it's not wrong necessarily. Like, who's to say who the fuck is wrong? You know what I mean?
It just is.
It just is. It just is.
I think like with the choices, bro. Like the top of this year, it's crazy that I'm at this space because the top of the year is like. I was in my head like, man, changing is really just choosing different. Like every time you're faced with the decision, you have like, it always plays in my head. Like every time I'm faced with a decision, it's like yes to the thing that I want or no to the thing I want. Like, do you want to get up right now? Do you want to go on a walk? Do you want to handle what you need to handle? And if you don't get up and you don't go on a walk and you lay down and you watching Netflix and you eating, it's like, nigga,
you're saying yes to something.
You're saying yes to the other thing.
And that's what you want.
That's what you want in that moment.
And that's really what you want. Ooh, I love that we're here. Could you speak to, if you're comfortable, you don't have to, the decision that you made regarding like being celibate and choosing yourself for the first time in your life? Man, I think you're celebrating like 6 months?
Nah, I look back, it's more like 4.
Okay, that's still a win. That's still a win.
Yeah.
Especially you're 18.
Bro.
So I got blocked.
Right. No, for real. You know what's crazy? It really took like the last time I messed up and it wasn't even like to the extent of which it could have been, right? But it was like, it took me sitting with everybody that I like loved and cared for in these spaces and like asking myself like, damn, so you willing to sacrifice like everybody here? Like it wasn't even the career aspect because I feel like though you guys are a big help, like I know that I can still do it because the game's there. Like y'all like even if I didn't meet y'all would have helped me. But it just took me sitting with Danny and talking to her and Claydo and y'all, like, bro, it was just like, damn, you willing to like risk everything for this like instant gratification that is nothing after you, but like pain and regret. And so I like had a call with the person and I told her like the situation and what it entailed for me, and she was like very understanding. And I just like cut it's true. I cut everybody off that was like just that for me, and I explained to them why. And it's just been like a lot more. I've noticed, damn, that's crazy. Like all the problems that I've been feeling are like genuinely just my mind and me now. Ooh. Like it's just me. There's nothing else that's like contributing to my problems anymore.
You got to the root.
Right.
How has... Oh, no, go ahead. I've asked a lot.
I had some follow-up questions because she had told how you asked her, how do you attribute value to yourself? He's like, none at all.
Right, none.
Invaluable.
No, I actually been asking that. I've been asking that because I don't know how. Like, I don't know genuinely how I like want to handle that.
I asked because when you were talking about, you're gonna throw all away all these people and stuff like that, and it's like, that's a beautiful sentiment, but I really hope that can come from a place of self, because all these people is really just you.
Right.
You at the center of all these people. You know what I mean? All these values that they attribute to you are really just your values or things about yourself. And I think a lot of the times, like, when you talk, I feel like the self is removed. You know what I mean? So I challenge you to really think about that, though, how you attribute value to yourself.
Yeah. I feel like right now, I feel like that only comes from music as of now, which is like very, it's been interesting lately because I haven't been doing music heavily. Like I haven't been hella deep in it.
Because you're not just a music maker.
Right. I know. Man, it's just figuring it out. It's tough walking that tightrope for me, because like I only see you guys, like I see you guys as human, but like when I see y'all working more than I see a lot of shit. Like I see y'all working all the time. So when I'm alone and I'm like, I really don't want to work right now, I really just want to like go journal or like do something else. I'll be like, damn, I feel kind of bad. I feel like I'm supposed to be working right now.
That's why when we talk, I always try to tell you the human things about me, because I know that it can feel like I'm like a robot. Like I remember having to tell Russell one time, like, I'm a person, right? Like I'm not like like I have feelings. Like I'm not just like a workaholic, And that's why when we talk, I always try to tell you like personal life things about like my family and relationships and stuff. So it's like, bro, we're both experiencing life, and it's okay to like, man, give yourself grace. Sorry, I had a follow-up question about, you said you realized all of the problems outside of yourself were removed. Yeah. And now it's just like you dealing with all of your internal things. 2 questions. Okay. How have you been able to deal with those internal things now that you're not like using sex or drugs or whatever to like escape those? Yeah. And because you've been able to face them head on, what have you learned?
Now that you're bitchless.
Right. Oh. Right, for real.
In a good way.
Oh God. So wait, I'm sorry, I lost it. What about like
now that you're not using those things as a source of pleasure?
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you learned?
What
like
have
being
I
able
learned?
to face them head on.
I don't even want sex. I just want to feel loved. I actually like I struggle a lot with like self-esteem early, and so like when I did cut my hair right, and it was like the first time, not even the first time, but one of the first times where it was like, oh wow, a lot of people like me in that way. And it was like I wanted to capitalize on everything, because not only is it me, on God, for real.
Them all.
Right.
Playing Pokemon.
Everybody. Man, for real. It was like, bruh, like I want to feel wanted too. And I was just talking to myself about it. I was walking, I was like, damn, like it was always a good feeling to be like, oh, I want you here right now. And somebody like, all right, I'm on the way.
Right.
Like, it's stupid.
Nigga, like I got the juice.
Oh God, though.
I can
like
be loved.
I can be loved whenever, nigga.
Right.
Man, yeah. And I felt like love was like it wasn't coming from me. It was coming from everything outside of me. And it still kind of is. Like I still have like yet to feel like I'm genuinely loving on myself, but I'm working on that.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself?
Honest.
Not really.
Do you ever, because that also adds up too, like that could lead to a feeling of like not being worthy or deserving of love, and I wonder why not?
There's a lot of there's a lot of reasons. Like, I don't fuck with dude for real.
How long have we been talking?
Right. Nah, I think like 3 genuine things that I can break it down to is like, I guess like how I treat myself, and
Break that down. How do you treat yourself?
Oh yeah, no, I don't treat myself well. I don't feel like just within the things that I eat and the things I do and like all of.
Is that reflective, or you're saying that's why you don't love yourself?
That's reflective, but it's also another. It's like
you're like, I don't like this nigga. He's mean to me.
Exactly.
He always wants cheeseburgers.
You just want to be nice.
bro, just trying to go to sleep. Like, bro, just want to sleep all day, bro. Like, nah, it's more.
I think you're you're so mature. You've always been mature for your age.
Heard.
But I think you get a lot of grace and you learn a lot of grace for yourself when you think of that kid you. And you're like, man, like I'm sure it's like you're saying like, man, I'm eating bad or I'm whatever. But a lot of it comes just from like the self-thought and just like how you're treating yourself or beating yourself up for stuff like that. And it's like, if this was you as a kid telling you're having all these issues, we'd be like, man, you're not working hard enough, you fuck nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Are you gonna act like that? Or are you gonna cheer them on with grace and be really kind? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think always coming back from there makes it way easier to love yourself.
Heard.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I think a lot of the self-love and compassion that I learned from myself was like, a lot of the time I envision little me and how scared she was and how deeply she wanted to be loved and how much she wished somebody saw her. And so now I choose to be the person who does. And it, man, it really helps because you're not looking for somebody else to do it. You like, nah, I'm going to show up for me. I'm going to love on me. I'm going to see me. Yeah. And it's like, you don't need it as much from other people. And you're able to show up so much more presently because you're not, everything isn't transactional anymore. It's not like one person with a mask, another person with a mask. It's like, we don't even see each other.
Yeah.
When you take the mask off, it's like, dang, I'm present for the first time in my life, you know?
Right. And also, like, to add on what you're saying, I think that you do a really good job of doing that and also doing that with others. Because, like, you see how Avery and Lucinda and everybody, just all the women that are younger than you around you, even the women that are, like, older, you know, react when you enter a room is because of, like, how you've been able to love on yourself and how you're not able to love on others because of that. And you do a really good job of that. Like, it's great.
Thank you. Received. What were the other what were the other two? Because I think it's really helpful for other people to hear those because they might identify with them as well.
I think another one is that I like struggle with honesty, like, but honesty with self.
I was gonna say you're one of the most honest.
Right.
Like sometimes you say stuff and I'm like, not in like,
hey, you should lie.
Right.
You've come clean about things, and I tell you that often. Where it's like nobody else knew. You could have just acted like it never happened, and none of us would have known.
Right.
But instead, you're like,
yeah, that time when you shit yourself.
Yeah,
you
bro.
did not need to tell us that. Bro.
You talking about right now? Like, my bad, bro. I'll get you another blanket.
Keep it.
Nah.
What do you feel like you're not honest with yourself about?
Sometimes I feel like
don't lie, nigga.
I'm right. I feel like when I do bad things, like I was thinking about that when you said like the bad things are just changeable things, right? Like sometimes I do bad things chronically, like things that I would like that I don't want to talk about, like things that I would never want to speak about, shit that like is embarrassing to me, and I should be like, damn, like I don't know, it just feels. I know we can change, but it almost feels like if I say I'm the good, that I'm lying to myself.
Why is you telling yourself you're the bad not a lie?
Ooh, press that nigga.
Right. No. Man, no, I guess.
It can't be.
I hate this nigga. I hate me.
Right. I guess it's as true as like, I guess it's as true as the good, right? Because like I'm in a rut and I'll do something that I don't love. But when I'm not in the rut, like when I'm not in the rut, I feel like a great nigga, like all around. Like I just thinking about the feelings that I have when I'm good is like, yeah, you that nigga. But like right now it's like, you a Joe.
Get him,
Have you
Kujo.
been taking care of yourself?
No.
What's
shut down the whole shit.
Right? He was in a
been in a bad place right now.
No.
Right.
Do you want no?
No.
I have a good book that you could read if you enjoy reading, but also something that I learned from the book is like the compound effect of things, and so. Like when you want to improve something, like let's say your goal is like, I want to run a mile every day. Gross. But let's say you want to do that. How could I get to that mile every day? Well, in the morning, I'm going to drink a glass of water. You're like, it has no relation, right? But it's like you started your day with a win, an easy win of like, I'm just going to make sure I drink water in the morning. I was just on an 8-hour fast from liquid and food. I should probably drink some water. Okay, well, every time you drink the water, you should go into like your living room and journal or whatever while you drink the water, right? So now you've got 2 wins for the day.
Ooh, not the double win.
After you journal, now that you're feeling good, maybe now you go for a walk. Now you got your shoes on, you outside, but you started with something so small that you felt like had no relativity. So the next thing you know, you're running 2-3 miles a day because you got outside after you got all those wins, you know? And once you like rack up enough wins and then you're like, dang, I said I could do this one thing and I did it. You're like, I wonder what else I could do. And next thing you know, you're feeling great. So before we end the podcast, I think that you should choose something small, actionable that you can do daily that is like a reflection of care for yourself, whether that's just making your bed, first thing in the morning, brush your teeth or whatever. So that way you can feel like, dang, I might fuck with bro.
Can I give you one right now? Not taking care of yourself. You said that you don't love yourself, but all of those things start with intention and thought. And you know what I mean? Like, you gotta want to.
Yeah.
So if you could say that you love yourself right now, sometimes that manifests into even just as a concept, it manifests into action, manifests into something bigger, and it just manifests into reality. So do you love yourself?
You know what's crazy is that made me so uncomfortable. that shit made me so uncomfortable.
It's not always comfortable. Nigga, planes got turbulence.
Right.
Oh, God. Get uncomfortable, bro.
Yes.
Say it.
Guess what?
I love myself.
What do you love about yourself? For real?
Bro.
Bruh, little kid you. It's like, what do I... He's like, what do you love about me? And you're going to be like...
What to say?
Okay.
What did that little nigga need to hear? And what did he do well? You got to learn also how to forgive yourself, like past version of yourself, or else you'll never be at peace, bruh.
That's good. That was good.
Yeah, it's fine.
What did he need to hear?
What did he need to hear?
Do you think that you're kind?
Yeah. He was kind. He was definitely kind and caring. He was intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
He was very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kindness, intelligence, passion, are those all things that you love?
yeah,
Well, that little nigga is still you right now.
right.
So you just gave me 3. So you love yourself now. And I think you should think more about those things instead of operating out of what do I lack? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was good. Okay.
I mean, I be cooking a little bit.
Because we checking in.
Checking in.
That was good. I feel like this is a great place to leave off at. We're
Where we at?
47 minutes in.
Ooh, a little 47.
A little 47 piece? They don't even sell those at the fast food chains. You got to get a year.
You feel me? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Checking In with Kujo and T and Malachi. We don't know when the next one's coming out, but just stay tuned, nigga. We just be chatting. You feel me? Let me know if y'all niggas like this. Like, I like the little cozy vibe. You feel me? I feel like this is the way this podcast feels. I feel like
And it's about to be summer. It's going to be feeling good.
feel me?
I'm a little worried about the wind, but we'll find out when we drop it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
Who
is
else do you
beautiful.
wanna see?
Yeah, and if you have any questions that you would like for us to answer, that would be cool too.
Check in.
Checking out.
Be well. Ooh, we should start ending these